Greetings and salutations. It's your man D Boogie. Once again, Taste and Sense with D Boogie. You know what we got today? Well, of course you know what we got. We got fragrances, hopefully from a new house that we've never really heard from, which is what I love. I love finding these new indie niche perfumers who put their hearts and soul and loves into these fragrances, and they send them over and they're like, check these out. Tell me what you think. And for the most part, the majority of the ones that I have encountered are stellar. You hear me talk about them all the time. Maison de Animaux, Jitterbug, Native Parfums, Astaroth, Scents of Texas Hill Country, so many. River's Edge. It's just so many I've encountered that actually have product that I find myself wearing and have worn multiple times, even over other houses, more known, because they're just that good. Now, sometimes I come across some who need a little work, but they're still good. You can still tell that, they put their heart and soul in it. And I hear a lot of people try to trash a lot of these indie niche houses saying that, oh, they're not real perfumers. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. A lot of them, like my man Daryl, Jennifer, Caroline over at Daryl at Dragon, Jennifer over at Sense of Texas Hill, Caroline at Hexanoct, they're all actually, I guess, they've been actually educated. They've actually had schooling, as far as, taking courses and perfumology classes and training of sorts. So they've actually had professional, training in the art, and some of the ones who may have not have spent decades loving perfumes and knowing what they like. It's like if I were to create a fragrance, how dare somebody not call me a perfumer once I got, the hang of it, because I love perfume. Anywho, but what do we got today? We have some things that were sent to me a while back from a house called Riagen. Now, Riagen makes all natural fragrances. Everything about them is organic. They are for the planet, cruelty-free, recycle, even that down to the packaging, recyclable, reusable, everything it's everything about it. Vegan, they believe one world, one love, and they make home as well as body fragrances. So they sent me out a couple of things, and I spent some time with them. Like I said, I've had them for a while, so they told me, spend some time with them, see what you think about them. So that's exactly what I did. So they sent me this Riagen Body and Home. Comes in a cylindrical thing, and you pull it off, and invitingly subtle, unapologetically bold. So they sent me an eau de parfum called Alpha Aura. They sent me a room spray called Chateau Luxe. they sent me a fragrance oil called Iris Chaleur. And they also sent me Silk Saffron Noir, which is another EDP. All right. So we'll start with the room spray. Now the room spray was very, very nice. They sent me a small like sample as well as this bottle, and I've already gotten into this bottle here because it really smells good. Clean, woody, but it is not a choke you out. I mean, literally, you can spray it like I can right here, and it wouldn't like, oh my God, that's too much. No. Mm-mm. Very well balanced room spray, very calming, very relaxing, great scent. Like I say, woody, kind of citrusy, but just nice, serene, very calming scent. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot in my car, in the house. Great job. Next, we will go on to the fragrance oil, which is Iris Chaleur. Now, the Iris Chaleur came in a roller ball, like so. And with that one, you got a very, very soft orris rose blend with some musks, some other maybe florals in the mid, maybe a little sandalwood. Very, very, very nice floral fragrance. Very nice. Little too feminine for my taste, but it smells really nice. None of these fragrances are pow in your face. They're very intimate, and they don't have the most incredible longevity. You might get 4 or 5 hours out of them, but they're made of all organic products. So I don't expect them to last till tomorrow, because that's what, the addition of the most synthetics, the ambroxans and, the benzoin and things like that, that is what the fixatives and other things like that are what people use to add that, longevity. But these do not have those. So all you get is a natural scent, which is really good. So Iris Chaleur, very, very nice fragrance. Now we're going to go into the one that surprised me the most. This Alpha Aura. Now, Alpha Aura, this fragrance, very, 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 very complex. I was not ready for it. I did not expect that. When it hits the air, it's a floral fragrance. And in the air, you get a floral fragrance with a little bit of woodiness to it. Okay. But then you do this. Floral, fougere, very, very clean, masculine. This is a very masculine scent. But when it dries down, it gets this woody muskiness to it that just took me by surprise. Because I expected it to stay in the vein of just your regular, fougères, this, that, and the other, barbershoppy. But no, this actually had some depth to it. Now, my only gripe was, like I said, you know me, I like fragrances with some, I want them to last till next month. But I appreciate what they did more than I would want them to ruin this fragrance by trying to make it last longer. But if I could have one thing, that would be my only thing, is to have this last longer. However, it's inoffensive, very, very office safe, nice, clean. You can reapply. I mean, it's nothing to it. So, yeah. Alpha Aura. That was a good one. That was a good one. I was thoroughly impressed with that. A lot of people might not like that type of bottle. A lot of people are like, bottle's kind of, who cares? I'm not a bottle snob. I actually like, if you're a bottle snob, keep it in that. If that's the case. But Jitterbug puts their bottles in the little pump bottles, and I wouldn't trade none of her fragrances for another kind of bottle. I love that the ones that have, Maison d'Animo, they've changed their bottles. Don't get it wrong. Do not get it wrong. Fantastic. Those bottles are A1. Native Parfums stepped up their game. Love it. But then you got fragrances like Third Eye, just kind of basic, whatever, good artwork, but basic style of bottle. But the fragrance inside of it, who cares what the bottle looks like? That red rum. Stop playing with me. Now this one, Silk Saffron Noir. Now this one is their ladies' fragrance, their female fragrance. I don't care. I love it. I've worn it. It is BR 540 with a heavy dose of almond. That's the kind of realm I get out of it. That sponge sugar, saffron, cotton candy. This one took me by surprise. Because, I don't really care. I'm not a real fougere, that's not my thing. This one is good. Remember here? Silk Saffron Noir. Very much, it's not a clone of BR 540, but it puts you in that same vein of any of those, any of the Kyalis or any of the other ones that have that sponge sugar, cotton candy type feel. Little rose, saffron. Yeah, it's good. They're all good. I mean, I didn't find anything bad about it. They were really good. Like I said, my only gripe was the longevity. But who cares? Respray. Riajan, thank you. Excellent job. I appreciate you taking the time and, giving me the opportunity to, give these some actual wearing and some actual time with them. And, I wish you well in everything that you are continuing to do. And I look forward to putting my nose on more of your craft. To everybody else, if you made it this far, I appreciate you. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, share, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And until the next one, you know what it is. Love, peace, hair grease.